What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Chishi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Woman warns other women and says, if you want a traditional man, there is misogyny in it, and you should prepare for that. My question is, what do you guys think of what she's about to say? Let's get it.
You want a traditional man, there is some patriarchy in it. There is some misogyny in it. There is a level of sit down, be quiet, do what you're told, and just be pretty in it. There is a level of get up and cook for me in it. You got to know this by now. Be careful about what you ask for, because traditional men come with old school traditions. Okay? Be careful.
All right, so we've got a single, most likely divorced woman giving advice, as always, to other women about avoiding relationships where there are traditional dynamics. And of course, she paints traditional relationships like they are rooted in misogyny, which is just false. It's like we have another person who's using that word and may not know what it actually means. Do you honestly believe women who want those type of dynamics within a relationship, a traditional relationship, because there are women out here who want that? Do you think that those women actually believe that their men, when they finally get that, hate them or hate women in general? One thing needs to be very clear, and some men don't like to admit this, even men who do want more traditional dynamics where a man is embracing traditional gender roles and a woman is too, is if you're going to take charge as the man, a woman is giving up power. Drink the coffee.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Yes. Why? Because if you as a woman feel safe enough with the man to allow him to lead, what you're saying is, I am giving up power to go against decisions that I trust you with making for our family, us as a unit going forward. And in a sense, that is kind of like a patriarchal concept, because when men organize societies, they organize them in hierarchy of competence, of who can perform this task the best. If you want a partnership 50-50, that's based on feelings and emotion. It's based on the way female organize societies, the way female structure things are based in community, as in, oh, you get to lead. It's your turn to pick, because everyone needs a turn to pick. Men are like, no, we're going to let the guy who wins do the job. Whereas women is like, no, we want her to feel good. And it's about feelings and everybody feeling good and happy. And are we all happy? It doesn't really matter who's winning or how well things are being run. The main thing is, are you happy? Which is why, you hear a lot of feminists using that excuse to leave marriages. They don't view success based on, are our kids attending school? Are they receiving the love that they're getting, etc.? Like, are we paying bills on time? No, they will leave just based on, I don't feel happy. This doesn't feel like I'm a part of this community, so I need to quit and give up on this relationship. But going back to that whole like traditional men being misogynistic is just crazy. Let's check out some of these comments, which actually surprised me. There were a lot of women in these comments. This first woman says, so I need a sugar daddy instead of a traditional man. The laughing emoji. So somebody else here says, yep, married 27 years, best hubby ever, but sometimes I gotta check him. Other times I play the game. If you know, you know. And so it sounds like this woman has realized that, like, I have a traditional man. She says, sometimes I've got to check him because maybe he goes overboard. That's funny. Somebody else here says, personally, I don't mind it. This is a woman. I cook a little and I sit down a lot. The payoff is worth it to me. I don't worry about men responsibilities. 451 likes there coming from women who are like, yup. Somebody else here says, the good ones know how to do that as a leadership role and with kindness. This is true. As for the rest, it just becomes abusive and no one needs those men, period. There is a way to carry out leadership so that you're not coming off as a tyrant. And this just comes down to understanding how to deal with difficult problems where you and your woman clash. I've talked about this in another video. A lot of the issues you run into if you get into a relationship and you are the leader and the head of that relationship is you want your woman to know that her opinion matters. This idea that, some guys paint out here of you're the man and nobody speaks and nobody matters. No woman's going to deal with that shit, bro. No one's going to live in that environment, that tyrannical environment. It's just not going to happen. And somebody who's telling you that they're somehow achieving that and the person is happy, they're not. You want your woman to know that what she has to say does matter, but you ultimately make that decision. Now, you may say, well, what about when you disagree? And that may lead to a fight. A good way to avoid that, like I've shared in another video, is letting a woman know ahead of time that you will be making the decision. And how you do that is you can separate certain decisions in two categories, an us question and a me question. And so, for example, you may say, hey, babe, I've got a question for you. We've got to make a decision on this one thing, but this is me decision overall. Now, this is not something you do all the time, but as somebody who is a leader, what you're doing here is setting your woman up to realize that, like, hey, I'm willing to hear you out, but ultimately I'm making this decision. She's not going to argue with you because she knows that, like, I can give my thoughts and opinions on this topic, but ultimately she's not sitting there arguing with you. I can give my thoughts and opinions on this topic, but she's going to keep her emotional investment low because she knows that ultimately it's your decision. So it's like, hey, we're about to buy a new microwave. This is just for example's sake. And this is a me decision here, but I'm curious, what type of microwave would you want? She might tell you, oh, I think we should get one that's pink. And you're just like, okay. In the back of your head, you're thinking, F that. But you're like, all right, cool. Right. But at least she knows that you took her thoughts into consideration. It helps the relationship. These little things matter. And you take it seriously. You think, like, do I really care? Yeah, I actually do. And so you get ultimately the microwave that you think is best. Now, there's also situations where you say this is an us decision. And if she really fights for that pink microwave and it's an us decision, well, then it really doesn't matter, right? Pink microwave it is. Let's keep reading more comments here. Another person here says they didn't know this already. The question mark. So that person is obviously agreeing with the chick there. Here's another woman who says, I'm okay with that. Just make sure the bills are paid and don't put your hands on me. See, there are a lot of chicks here who are actually cool. This chick thought she was going to say all this and women would be like, oh, no, we don't want traditional men. A lot of women out here find traditional men attractive. Another man here says, facts with the 100 emoji. Traditional doesn't mean good. Another comment says, all facts. I stopped dating traditional men. I felt so small in having to compromise to fit into their lives. The money and the lifestyle left me empty. So you have chicks like this who will want a man making more money than them, killing it in life, out earning them, just on their shit. And they'll want those men to meet them and now start compromising, so much so that they're taking their mind and focus off their purpose. They essentially want those men to settle for them. Now, if you tell me you don't mind what a man makes and all these other things, then you could have what you want, but that's most likely not the case. Here's another comment that says, as long as he's doing what he's supposed to do, it's all right. Damn, these chicks are loving it. Another woman here says, traditional relationships have range, just like any other. My hubs is traditional, yet he values my opinion and respects me. Guys, there you go. That's it. That's it, man. You gotta know how to smooth talk these women, bro. Ruling with the iron fist doesn't work. Now, if you're not dating women seriously, you're just in the streets running rotations and you're not in a serious relationship, you get away with that. Another comment here says, thank you. Please do the reverse video because traditional women comes with things also. Guys, listen, as always, I'm curious to know what you think. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of the Coffee Pod. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.